What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Your man Strac reacts back with another reaction video. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. Today, we'll be reacting to my healthcare experience in Europe as an American. Specifically, what country within Europe? I'm curious to know what country. Is it something new? A country we've never really did any research on or heard about as far as like the healthcare experience? Really excited to react to this. Thank you for all the recommendations. Flood my comment section, ladies and gentlemen. Let's jump right into this video.
Hey guys, so I'm going to talk about my healthcare experience when I went to Europe. So I just got back from a trip to Europe. I went to Barcelona in Spain.
Barcelona. You went to Barcelona. Really nice out there. Really nice out there. Interesting. I ain't really hear too much about Barcelona. There's definitely going to be a few countries out there that shock me. Once I visit, if I actually do not research about all the countries around the world, I'm going to be shocked. You know, when traveling to countries that I never really researched on, and then I find out, wait, you got the same healthcare? Oh my goodness, it's better than ours? It's basically free? Or it's super duper duper cheap? It's definitely going to be mind-blowing because there are so many more countries I need to learn about. There's so many more, boy.
Talk about my healthcare experience when I went to Europe. So I just got back from a trip to Europe. I went to Barcelona in Spain, and then I flew to Amsterdam. I was in Barcelona for a week. I was in Amsterdam for a week too.
Got money.
And then I went to Vals, which is in southern Holland, for my uncle's wedding. And I went to Mönchengladbach, Germany. For 2 days, and then I flew back home. So when I was in Amsterdam, I hurt my foot. I went dancing for too long in a nightclub, and the next morning when I woke up, my foot was like it hurt really bad. It really felt like someone had like taken a hammer and almost smashed right behind my toes on my left foot, and it was swollen, but there was no marking, so I was kind of confused. I was like, why does it hurt? And I guess I just had overstressed it. So I took it easy for a couple days, and then I decided. Then I went on a walking tour of Amsterdam. I did a guided tour of the red light district and this like museum tour and stuff like that. So I was walking around for like 2 hours straight, and normally that's no problem. I walked like 6 miles a day when I was in Barcelona, and I've been biking around all the time in Amsterdam. But by the end of the walking tour, my foot was just hurting really badly, and I was limping, and I knew it was no good.
Oh,
so
man, yeah.
The next day,
those got to be some frustrating times. You ever had something wrong with you, and you be like, I was just fine earlier. I was fine yesterday. What is wrong with me? You ever get frustrated? Like, bro, how am I in pain right now in this specific area? I was literally fine 20 minutes ago. It's crazy how the body be, man. It's crazy how the body be. And I'm not going to the doctors. That's exactly what I'm telling myself.
Limping, and I knew it was no good. So the next day I drove with my uncle to Vals because we were going there for his wedding. And, not much improvement at all. I think I waited one more day, and then on the day of the wedding was starting at like 1:32, something like that. I was like, okay, I gotta go to the doctor. It's not improving. It's getting bad. So I was at a hotel, so I asked the hotel reception, where's the nearest doctor? So they pointed out on the map for me, and it was like a block or 2 blocks away. I think it was 3 blocks. So I called them up, and the recording line was in Dutch, so I had no idea. I speak German and Spanish pretty well, but I can't speak Dutch, so I had no idea what they were saying on the recording line. So I said, screw it, I'm just gonna go straight there. So it was I think it was around 10 o'clock in the morning, something like that, on a Thursday. And I walked there. I limped to the doctor's office. So I get there, and I check in, and I just go up to the desk and I say, hey, how's it going? I got this problem, blah blah blah. They take my ID, they scan it, they tell me that it's going to be 25 euros for the doctor to check me out. So keep in mind, I'm an American citizen.
25?
I live in California. I have health insurance.
And you lived in Cali? Oh, you know them high prices. You lived in Cali? That's why I was like, man, he got money. He traveling the world. Where you come from? You from Cali? It's so expensive to live out there, man.
I live in California. I have health insurance here, but I don't have, it's not international health insurance. So I'm over there. I am not a citizen, and I have no health insurance. So they tell me, okay, so it's going to be 25 euros for the doctor to see you. So I say, okay, all right. That's like what a copay is in America. So I go.
Yeah, facts, like double, $50, bro. Co-fees is crazy, $50. I'm talking about in and out. You already got me out of $100, bro. That's crazy. You already got me out of $100. Nah. You don't really think about that in the span of the moment. Because they hit you with the co-fee in your emails or something, after the appointment when you left.
I had to get cash. They wanted me to pay in cash. So I was like, that's fine. So there's an ATM across the street. So I went and got the cash, and then I waited probably like 10 minutes, maybe. It might have even been less than that. It was like 10, 15 minutes.
What?
I went and saw the doctor. She examined my foot. She did a thorough job. She looked at it. She said, she asked me questions, blah, blah, blah. She looked at my other foot to compare. My left one was kind of swollen and blah, blah, blah. So she looked at the foot. She said, okay, I think you need an x-ray. I think it has like a stress fracture. And, she heard my whole story and everything. She said, I don't have an x-ray machine here, but I can write you an x-ray recommendation for a hospital. So I said, okay, that sounds good. She wrote me the recommendation, and then she said, I can give you it's like a painkiller / anti-inflammatory prescription. So I went, so I said, okay, great, that sounds good. I'll take the prescription. So she gave me the prescription. There was a pharmacy in the downstairs of the doctor's office. So I went down the elevator, went to the pharmacy. They filled my prescription, and it was 7 euros for this like painkiller.
7 euros? Yeah, painkillers is how they get you, man. Painkillers is literally how they get you out your money. So you got the co-fees for your checkup. Then you got to pay for the medication from who knows where. You got to wait who knows how long, in the US at least. And they finna charge you if you are not fully covered, which isn't really a thing in the United States, just like how they go, land of free. That's BS. I feel like there's a metaphor or something. I don't know. A metaphor for what though? But same with the medication, man. You're gonna be paying about close to the hundreds. And that's with the full coverage. And that depends on the medication they prescribe you and everything, and what insurance you got and this and that. Bro, it's a lot to it. Everything is about money. Everything is about money. It got to the point I get to thinking like, well, maybe the United States got too many people. Maybe we overpopulated and they trying to take us out of something. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they raised their prices so that the people who really got money to take care of themselves could live longer. I guess it's screw everybody. Like, that's the way I be thinking, like, it don't make no sense. Boy, I've heard the prices of some medications, and I done literally pulled off. Bye. I'm not mad at you, but bye. You know what I'm saying? I'd be pissed. I'd be like, how much? I'm fully covered, sir. Yeah, but that's with the fully coverage. It's going to be this. The price without the fully covered is this. It's a horrible experience out here. It seems that I don't want to say.
And
I was about to say something crazy.
It was 7 euros for this like painkiller / anti-inflammatory pill. So and it was funny because they said, "Oh, do you want a receipt so you can try to get your health insurance to pay for it?" And I just started laughing. I was like, what's the point? I'm going to spend like an hour on the phone to try to get 5 euros from the insurance company or whatever.
He been through that before. He had to, bro. There's no way you know about that. They go give you the biggest hassle for the cheapest amount. Or when they make a mistake on their end and they were supposed to fully cover something in a pharmacy. Well, out there in England, I believe they're called a chemist. I don't know about other countries. They always give you the runaround. When it's time to drop that price, they be acting like they don't know what to do now. It's all a gimmick, bro. It's all a gimmick. I promise you. I promise you. Every time you get to calling them, they don't expect calls from people. They don't get calls like that unless they are wrong on their end. Man.
On the phone to try to get €5 from the insurance company or whatever. So he's like, no, it's fine, don't worry. So I had the painkiller and I had the doctor, the recommendation for an X-ray.
X-ray.
Okay, so the next day, so the wedding happens. The next day, my foot's actually feeling a little better, probably due to the pill she had given me. And so I'm driving with my relatives to Mönchengladbach, which is pretty close to the German Dutch border. So my aunt, my great aunt, she takes me to the basically the emergency room in her town, Mönchengladbach. So I go there. They had me fill out a little bit of paperwork. They like photocopied my ID. I signed a couple things. So I go to get the X-ray, and First, I'll tell you how long I waited. First, I check in, then I go back to the emergency room. I probably waited about a half hour. I think I made like a phone call and I read a couple news articles on my phone.
Okay.
But, it was
a
a
half
half
hour ain't really
and
bad.
This is an emergency room. And again, I have no insurance and I'm not a German citizen. So go there. I wait about a half hour. I go and see the doctor. The doctor examines me again. I tell her the whole story. Then she says, okay, we're going to give you an X-ray. So I walk down to the X-ray room. They do the X-ray. I go to the...
After hearing the price of the prescription, I probably wouldn't even ask how much the X-ray would cost. Nothing but good hope. You know what I'm saying? I'm in their hands. I'm not asking no more questions. Just take care of me.
Reception room in the X-ray wing of the hospital, and they say, okay, your charge is €20 for the X-ray. So I'm like, all right, great, that sounds good. €20. So I go back up. They look at my X-ray. They say, okay, you don't have a stress fracture, but you need to take it easy for a bit. They're like, you have lots of inflammation, and you just got to take it easy and etc.
How hard was you dancing? You must have been out there breaking a leg. I mean, how hard was you dancing? That's crazy. You must have been salsing or something. You're doing a little salsa? Yeah. Yo. Because, like, how hard did you have to possibly dance for your foot to, like... He didn't say swell up. He didn't say it swelled up. You know what I'm saying? But I guess they had a lot of... What is it called? Inflammation? I may have that word wrong. Within his foot. How do they even get that out? Do they have to, like, poke your foot and, like, do it manually? Or do you just wait for it to go away? You got to take, medications and stuff and let it go down itself.
So they give me this.
Can you poke a needle in me or something?
They give me like a pain cream, and they wrap my foot up, and they send me on my way. So I leave the hospital, and I tell my aunt, I'm like, yeah, they only charged me €20, and she, you know how the Germans are. She's like, oh, that's not right. You probably owe them a little more. So I was like, all right, whatever. So we go back to the billing office, and they determine that I owe them another €60. So my total.
No. Why you tell her something, bro? Man, they told you that price and that was it. You are not supposed to. Let me stop being the bad influence. Why they tell you something different from the beginning? What? I mean, it's a good thing you did that. That they wasn't like, tracking you, following you around the country. Like, hey, you owe us. You owe us more. It's a good thing. I don't know if you get in trouble for that, especially if it was their mistake. I mean, you was given a different price. But 60, let me keep it 100 now. 60 pounds, you could have that as well. This whole thing that maybe cost about 100. About 100. Yeah, about like 100 something, bro. Maybe just 100 flat out. He said 25. Then he said 7. And this one was it 30? I mean, how much was it?
You probably owe them a little more. So I was like, oh, the Germans are just like, oh, that's not that. I'm like, yeah, they only charged me 20 euros.
And then 20? Yeah, you valid, man.
You know how the Germans are just like, oh, that's not right. You probably owe them a little more. So I was like,
would have gave it up.
All right, whatever. So we go back to the billing office, and they determine that I owe them another 60 euros. So my total charge for visiting an emergency room in Germany was 80 euros. And that
not even 100 euros, bro. Not even 100 euros. That's what I'm saying. Or maybe it was 100. It's not even. That's still cheap. Bro, the code fees is $50 already. The code fees is $50 already. Man, that's 30 out of that. That's 30 left, from that. Like, you see how much the code fees is? You get medications for cheaper. We get robbed out here, bro. We are getting robbed. Like, they are literally treating us like, I don't know, chopped liver pushed to the side, bro. Like, screw us.
For visiting an emergency room in Germany was 80 euros, and that included an X-ray. So, if you did the same thing in the United States and you didn't have health insurance, and especially if you weren't a citizen, I'm sure the X-ray would probably cost at least $300 or $400, and then just the fact that you're in the emergency room would at least be another couple hundred. So you'd probably be at the door at 500. I show up, not a citizen, no health insurance, and they charge me.
How dare you treat the citizens from that country like that? How disrespectful towards that country. You know what I'm saying? Because they treat us good when we come out there. So does that mean if something were to happen, are you guys more likely to just hold out and wait till you go back home? If you could bear with the pain, are you going to enjoy the rest of your vacation and go back home with that pain and go see your doctor? Oh, never mind. I forgot. Man, if you come out here to the United States, you are not a citizen of the United States, which means you are not required. You are not required to go through our healthcare. Nope. You don't go through our healthcare system at all. And if you did, let me know in the comments, huh? You know what I'm saying? Let me know in the comments if you did, because I'm not a know-it-all, but majority of the stories I've heard and the research I've done and the way, I have educated myself. YouTube has educated me. People like this amazing brother we watched in this video, you guys in the comment section have educated me. It's not going down like that. But if we go, say an American goes to your country and we're not citizens, we get treated the same. We get treated fairly as if we were citizens. How does that work? How does that work? Oh, the U.S. is out here extorting people, bro. They don't even love the tourists for real. Where's the respect at? I mean, we going to their country. It ain't right. I'll keep it 100. It ain't right. This ain't right. This ain't right. It ain't right, because if we go to another country and get hurt, ooh, we are so lucky we don't have to go through the U.S. healthcare system. We get to use yours. We can't necessarily use yours, but we still get the same perks. We're not citizens, but we have to pay a smidgy bit more. There's a smidgy bit. Because we're not citizens. And it still don't even compare to what we got to pay in the United States. Lord have mercy over us. My goodness.
Bucks, and then just the fact that you're in the emergency room would at least be another couple hundred. So you'd probably be at the door at 500. I show up, not a citizen, no health insurance, and they charge me 80 euros. And I was happy. I waited a half hour at the emergency room, and I waited like maybe 15 minutes at the doctor's office in Holland. So overall, I think my experience was pretty good, and I was happy that I didn't have a fracture, because that would have really ruined the rest of my trip. And so it was really good. But I just hope that this leads to a further discussion about the healthcare system we have in the United States, because over there they have a combo it's mostly universal healthcare, so it's like single payer universal healthcare where the government pays for it. And in Germany, you can buy, I think in Holland too, you can buy supplemental healthcare insurance. So like if you're, some reason you're not happy with it, then you can pay extra money. But the prices are way lower.
Believe that.
The wait times were faster, if you ask me.
Yeah. 30
And
minutes ain't bad. That's what I was saying. 30 minutes. 30 minutes out in the US is like 10 minutes. You tell me, Strac, just wait 30 minutes. Cool. All right, 30 minutes. I'm going to read a book. I'm about to do something. 30 minutes? Come on. And they don't even tell you in the US, bro. They come out like an hour later, hour and a half. It's about time. If you make it like a plan, okay, we're gonna go to the doctors or we need to go to the hospital. Something happened. Oh, you're gonna be in there forever. Scratch your whole day. Cancel all your plans. Cancel all your plans. And even if you do get out early enough, to still enjoy your day, I bet you don't spend a bag up in there. Your whole day is ruined. You don't even want to spend money now. You don't even want to go out. You will go out, but it'll charge you so much. You wait for next check to go out and have fun, bro. It'll ruin your whole day, bro. We got people putting this stuff on credit cards. I'm not putting nothing on no credit card like that, bro. Like they got no other, like, what would you want me to do? Run out this hot? Don't tempt me, boy. Don't tempt me, boy. But like, seriously, the only way I'm gonna pay for this is if I use a credit card. It's too much. Unless you got that much cash and money sitting in your check-ins. Unless you got that much money sitting in your checking account. Goodness.
a lot of people will say
Horrible.
The wait times were faster, if you ask me. And what a lot of people will say, they'll say about they'll rag on the Canadian system, or they'll rag on universal healthcare systems. They'll say, oh, the wait times are forever, and you're going to get a shitty doctor and poor care. And I never had that problem. And granted, I only went to two different doctors' offices, and a doctor's office and an emergency room. But yeah, that was my experience. So hopefully you can pass this on to other people and tell them, spread the truth.
Do not fear. Oh, my Americans, do not fear when traveling to other countries around the world, because they got your back. Now, if you're coming from another country around the world and you're visiting my country, be careful. Don't get hurt, and don't come out here in pain already. If you are already hurt and know you got back issues or this or that, or do not come to the United States until you are perfectly fine and cured. Because you're not going to get that same treatment and love and respect out here. You're not treated like a human being if you ain't got no full coverage and you ain't got no insurance. You're not a human being. Are you even a citizen? They get that, like, they worry about the wrong things. I could go to another country right now, bro. No insurance. I ain't got no insurance in the US. Watch, no insurance in that country. I ain't no citizen. But they still gonna take care of me because I'm human. And the government gonna cover it? Our government not covering nothing because they in debt. So it's on us people to make up for that debt, even though the debt is our government's fault. And then it puts the people in debt because you're charging us so much. My goodness, maybe think of like another strategy or something, a strategic strategy that could help our government, should I say, limit our debts in this country. That way we could have a little more care and assistance from our government. My goodness, it's like they're against us. They're not for us. They are against us. There's levels to this, man. It's for real levels to this. And if you move or have traveled to the United States of America, oh, you know this. You know this. There's levels to this. Boy, it depends your occupation. It depends your career. What did you do? If you stop that job, you don't even got the same benefits unless you a vet and you had to be serving for long enough. You read the contract. Read the contract. I had a lot of friends that go to the military. They didn't read the contract. They thought they was finna get all these perks and stuff and make it out within like 3-4 years and be straight for life. Are you crazy? Now they trying to become cops and stuff because they figured out it ain't all that. Plus, what you gotta sacrifice and give? Oh, it ain't all that. It's not. I've been telling them, man. It's cruel out here. I love y'all so much. Share your honest thoughts, personal experiences as well down below in the comment section. Stay safe. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications on. Check out my other YouTube channels in the description and subscribe and follow the Twitch in the description as well, because we're definitely going to be reacting to videos like this on stream. If you want to see Strac get pissed off live, go ahead and follow my Twitch. I love y'all. Stay safe, and I hope to catch you all in the next reaction video.